Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City.
Back on the Mackey Motors post-game show, I'm Nick Brinks down in Irwin tonight as IKM-Manning softball season comes to a close. They fall to Lawton-Bronson 25-12, and we'll chat with Jessica Christensen. She finishes with 3 of those 12 runs scored for IKM-Manning. Not the way you guys wanted to finish a season, but you have to look at some positive. 12 runs on a team that has struggled to put up runs this season. Talk about the offense tonight. Obviously, defense was maybe a different story, but offense, you guys got things going quite a bit tonight.
I thought that, yesterday we had practice in the morning, and we really worked on getting our bunts down. We really worked on getting our hands in for our hitting, for inside pitches. We just really worked hard to make sure we did what we needed to do, and that was get our bunts down.
What were some of the things you struggled with defensively tonight? Because they put up a lot of hits, and there were just times when they were just hitting the ball just way too well, and there was not a whole lot you guys could do about it. They're dropping them in places where no one can get to it, and they're making some incredible plays themselves. But what did you guys see from the defensive side?
For the most part, I thought we did really well. We kept the balls in front of us. We didn't let them go by as often as we could have. We, with the fly balls out there, we definitely could have worked on turning and running, all that jazz.
I know early on you fell behind 3-0, but you quickly could have buried your heads and said, it's going to be a long night. You go out, you put 4 runs up, you take the lead. After a couple innings, you're down, I think, 10-8. So it's at that point, you guys are staying toe-to-toe, neck and neck with them. What was going on the first couple innings of the ball game when it looked like it might be a really high-scoring game, but both teams would keep it close and score a lot of runs?
Both teams wanted it so bad. I know we did, and thinking that we can work hard and that if we work together we can keep it close, that's all that really mattered to us.
Not the result you guys were wanting. Final inning looked like ball would drop in, and then at that, it's late and it might be tough to come back from, but then you guys get out there and then you score a run in the final inning. In fact, you score the last run of the game for you guys. So talk about that. Going out as a senior, you get the final run scored in a game that you guys scored 12.
I knew when I was on third, it felt like I was going to make it home. It felt like I had no doubt that I was going to get there. I just feel like that was the best way I could end.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time, Jessica, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. And coming up in the fall, what are your plans?
I'm going to Iowa Western. I'm going to become a certified medical assistant and get EMT work done.
A bright future ahead. We appreciate your time here on the postgame show.
Thank you.
That is Jessica Christensen, a senior with the IKM-Manning Wolves, and we will hand the headset off here and talk with Carlee Neal. She had a 2 RBI single early in the ball game and some nice plays at shortstop tonight. Carlee, 12 runs for you guys. Defensively, there were some struggles and things like that, but you go out, you put 12 runs up in your final game. Offensively, you have to be happy with that. Talk about the game, and then maybe if you want to talk about the season as a whole. I know not the results necessarily that you guys wanted. You're one of 2 seniors on a very young team, lots of freshmen and sophomores, and there are growing pains associated with that. But let's get your thoughts a little bit on the game, and then just as your senior season wraps up, some of your thoughts on the year.
As one of 2 seniors, me and Jesse tried really hard to make sure that the underclassmen felt welcome on the team, and just to make sure that we bonded well in the beginning to try to get us to work together to click on the field more, so maybe we wouldn't have so many defensive errors. And then we got moved around a lot, obviously, because of some defensive errors. But I think that it's just important to know that wherever you are on the field, you still have to keep playing, even if you get moved or you're not in the position you necessarily want. You just have to keep playing and keep pushing. And me and Jesse make it a very large point to just keep talking and keep pushing, even if we are losing 25-12, just to keep playing and keep pushing.
Going into the 7th inning, you guys were still within striking distance. You were within 6. You had stayed within, 3 to 6 runs most of the night. And then it seemed like 7th inning, things just kind of snowballed away from you guys, and they were able to pull away and lead it with that 25-11 lead. You guys score a run there. But what were you guys thinking going into that 7th inning? What kind of chances did you think you guys had going in?
I think that we all knew that it might not turn out exactly the way we wanted, but we just tried to keep hype on the field, keep talking in the dugout, just keep the energy up so that we can at least just finish strong, maybe get some runs in the end, which we ended up doing. So just keeping the energy and trying to encourage everyone just to keep pushing until the game was done.
Do you have a favorite highlight from the season, whether it's your best hit of the year or a bus ride back or one of the wins you guys had? Anything jump out at you as something that you'll always remember from this season?
I got a double play in Missouri Valley because I caught the ball and then tagged the girl that was running because she wasn't paying attention. So.
Well, there you go. You'll take them when you can get them. Well, I appreciate your time here on the post-game show. What are your plans for the fall?
I'm going to Simpson College in Indianola to study psychology, where I plan to be a clinical psychologist.
Awesome. Well, I wish you the best at Simpson. I've visited their campus back in the day. I wish you the best as your high school career wraps up and then you become a college kid here before too long. I appreciate your time here, Carlee. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
That is Carlee Neal joining us from the IKM-Manning Wolves. And now we'll grab a word with head coach Joy Gross and everybody's favorite video interviews. I know. But Coach, 12 runs for you guys, obviously. Not the way you wanted to go out giving up 25, but we'll focus on the offense. You guys got the hits going. You were able to take advantage of some things that they were throwing at you guys. What were some of the things that you thought your team did really well tonight?
Well, early on, I thought we ran the bases well. I thought we put the ball in play well. We bunted when we wanted to, and kids beat out things because they were hustling. I thought our base running was really, really good. I think about the only one that had a base running here was me. I thought there was 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, and I was sending that kid on the hard fly ball and got us doubled off to end the game, so that was not good for me. But, I thought we hit the ball well. And I don't blame their coach for not taking the foot off the pedal. When both of us have 2 runs and it's the end of the season, you got to score as many runs as you possibly can so that nobody can come back on you. I don't have a problem with that. But defense, we haven't been there for the last few games. You can't win games with a lot of errors. And really the last 2 games we were in both of those games, and we just didn't pull our defense together. We tried a lot of kids in a lot of different situations, and I appreciate that. Kids stepping in and always being ready for when their number is called, because we made a lot of adjustments both in the batting order and in the fielding, and I was proud of the kids that were both on the field and the kids that came off the field. They were supporting their teammates, and that's what a good teammate does, and to me that's a really important quality that a player can have, to be supportive of their team, whether they play all the time or whether they are just bench support. So I like our team for those types of things. Those are great qualities. Kids will have moving forward. Softball's not the end all, but we're sending off two really quality kids, Jess and Carlee. They were great leaders. They cared about their teammates. They helped us have a cohesive team. They've worked all year on that. They've done some team building things on their own, and they set a nice standard for the rest of the kids to know how to treat each other, and they treated each other with respect, and I love that about those guys.
It can be a double-edged sword when you've got just the 2 seniors. that means you got a lot of underclassmen. There may be some rough times now, but hopefully in the next few years, those freshmen will become sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And I think you've got a really good core group of kids ready to take that next step. I know Taylor Beckendorf, I know you're super happy with how she progressed this year as a freshman, and she picks up 4 hits for you guys tonight, couple RBIs, scores a couple runs as well. So with just 3 juniors and seniors, lots of underclassmen, where do you see this team going next season with girls like Taylor Beckendorf and Allie and things like that?
You know what? All of the kids that are on the team, are going to have opportunity to get better in the off season. We'll see what they do in the off season. It makes a difference. What you do. I told them there's still a lot of summer left. They should get in the weight room, get stronger. That always makes an athlete better, and it makes it better for every sport. I encouraged them to play all the other sports because you use different body parts. Volleyball is going to have you move in a different direction, whether you're volleyball, cross country, basketball, you're going to get in great shape. Coach Rassa's got kids, it's a track meet with ball. And then being out for track or golf, just being active. We're a small school. We've got to support all of the programs. So, I love it when kids are 3 and 4 sport athletes. It just makes them better when they get to us. And, we've had 2 years of really, really young kids. But, those really, really young kids now have, 20, 40 varsity starts under their belt. There's not a lot of kids that coming in as sophomores have 40 varsity starts under their belt. And some of them are still learning the game, and that makes a big difference. When you understand the game, we try to explain everything in practice, why we're doing it, so that, they understand the ins and the outs of the game, because that'll make them a much better player. We encourage them to watch College World Series and softball that's on TV. That's a school in itself. I still watch and learn every day when I watch that. So there's a lot of ways kids can get better before next year.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate your time here on our post-game show. I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer.
Absolutely.
And thanks again for joining us.
Well, we always appreciate having you guys at our field. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. That's Joy Gross, head coach of the IKM-Manning Wolves. They fall tonight to Lawton-Bronson.